I could take chances in terms of picture making that I would never take with oils. Don't get me wrong, I still love painting. Nothing like the smell of oils and a turpentine. But working on a computer has given me a lot of freedom to experiment with design. When it comes to children's books, especially if I'm still writing the story, I have full flexibility to make modifications to the layout. If the text gets longer, I can adjust the artwork. All kinds of things are opened up because I'm working on a computer. I'm making a selection. I want to add a graphic to the cement mixer. This really cool, it looks like a dinosaur fingers. And it's like a series of jagged shapes. And I want this to be darker. So I'm making a selection of that. Just to get that started. Let's reverse that again and look at that again. I actually saw a cement mixer that had this design. It was in red and white. But I said, wow, what a cool design. I just have to be careful that as I'm working on the rest of it, that I'm aware of the light. The light is coming from above, so that the top part of the drum will be in light, and it gets progressively darker until it reaches the shadow of the drum. So once I get the overall color down, I will make it a little bit deeper. That's not a good color. Get a better color. A little bit deeper, especially down over here in the shadows. Let me come up with one good wheel. I'm zooming in on the picture right now. Just going to concentrate on this wheel. The same light that's falling on the drum of the cement mixer is also falling on that wheel. So the top part of the wheel is in light, and it gets progressively darker. I'm no fool. If the computer can help me move things along, I will. I just made one tire. I'm going to select this tire. And I'm going to copy it and move it along to the other part of the truck. Now, for a lot of people, that would actually be enough, and they would leave it alone. But I know now when someone does something like that, the wheels will look exactly the same. So while this is a good start, I would actually come in again and rework this particular wheel just so it won't look like a carbon copy of the wheel on its side. Because in life, the wheels are always going to be slightly different, you know. After a blowout, you put another wheel in, that kind of thing. Okay, it's coming along. I need to put the truck driver in here. I think I'm going to do that next. But I'm not really sure where he's going to go, so I'm going to open up my layers palette and create a new layer. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And I'm going to call this driver. And I'm going to paint on top of my driver layer. This is a guy, he is standing. He's got blue jeans on. He's got a white shirt. I'm I don't have a good color for his skin. There. He's got one hand on his hips. He's staring at the flat tire and he's upset. I wanted to work on this guy a little bit more, but because he's so skinny, if I were to zoom in on him, it's very difficult to see the entire figure at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the entire canvas, I'm going to rotate it by 90 degrees. So that's the picture. But because I am able to rotate the entire canvas, the entire monitor actually, I could just turn it over and just zoom in on the guy. And now he's really, really big. And that's great. I was never able to do that before. His hand's in the wrong spot. This is an eraser. I'm going to erase. Oops. I'm going to erase part of the drawing to fix that up. Back to the brush. So now we have the three layers. This is the driver layer. That's my driver. The checkerboard indicates that the driver layer is floating on nothing. That's what the checkerboard is. So this is just, there are no pixels in this particular layer, and all the color is actually in here. And when I hide him, and I put layer 1 on, you'll see that that is my truck layer. As you can see, I accidentally drew on the wrong spot here. Let's use my eraser to clean that up. And it's easy to forget where you are on the computer, especially when you are painting in a stream of consciousness. You lose your place. Then you hide the truck layer and you put the background layer on, and you just have this. And so really this guy is much too big. And that's the problem when you work on a figure, because as you develop it, you realize that it's really in the wrong place. And because it's on its own separate layer, I can make him smaller to fit. If he's in an awkward spot in the picture, just put him into a clearing so you can really see that he's looking at the tire. A little bit smaller still. His head's still too big. Just select his head and make that smaller. And you can see all that cutting and pasting has really chopped up our poor guy. So I had to fix him up a little bit more. He's a manly man. Now this painting isn't really done yet. I have ways to go still. But there's one little thing that I really love to do to the final artwork to give it the feeling of paint. And even though this piece is not done, I'm going to switch over to a different program just to show you what this amazing program can do.